Harry Potter is a young boy whose parents were killed by none other than Lord Voldemort, who left him an orphan to his aunt and uncle who are muggles, also known as people who do not have magic powers. On his 11th birthday, Harry Potter discovers that he has magic powers when he is recruited into Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. While there, Harry meets two of his best friends, Hermione and Ron, while on the train headed to school for their first year. They are unique with their own special qualities and a helping hand in upcoming adventures with Harry. The students will be watched over by the headmaster and also professors, including Professor Snape. The real threat is Lord Voldemort, who finds his way back into the school, hidden and leeching off of the weak. He will need the Sorcerer's Stone to be stronger and more powerful, but Harry and his friends work together to defeat Lord Voldemort's main plan. There are a number of management themes present in Harry Potter. These include task differentiation, strategic plan and ethical decision, objectives and planning, gender and diversity, ethical lapse, controlling, directing, technical skills, conceptual skills, emotional intelligence, empowerment, SWOT analysis, leader's traits, managing resources, and communication. Our target market is young adults who may be thinking of management as a career. Our story follows the life of a young wizard, Harry Potter, with his friends Hermione Granger and Ron Weasley, all of whom attend as students at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, run by Headmaster Albus Dumbledore. There at Hogwarts, Harry meets several other friends, who also help him along his way in discovering the truth about his parents' death. Albus Dumbledore is known as the Wise One, and is the headmaster at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. He also founded and is the leader of the Order of the Phoenix, which was created to defeat Lord Voldemort. Not only is he wise, but he is also kind and benevolent. He rarely shows emotions of fear or anger, and those around him have a sense of calmness and feel safe. Dumbledore is extremely clever, has a keen mind, and legendary power. He represents everything that is good, is the most powerful wizard, and Lord Voldemort fears him the most. Dumbledore is very perceptive, bordering on all-knowing, and knows everything that is going on at Hogwarts. He shows skills of being conceptual, technical, and interpersonal. The Wise One is always encouraging and guiding the hero, Harry, in the right direction by giving good advice. He is protective of Harry and encourages honesty, but is not sure if Harry is ready for the truth. Dumbledore likes to read, work in his order, and enjoys candy. However, he has stayed away from every flavor beans. Harry Potter is the son of Lily and James Potter, who also attended Hogwarts. He is well known by all as the boy who lived after Lord Voldemort attempted to kill him, but successfully killed his parents. However, Harry survived the attack by his mother's loving sacrifice. The brother of the wand Harry will be matched with gave him the lightning-shaped scar on his forehead during the attack, and also transferred some of Lord Voldemort's powers and abilities to him. This includes Harry's ability to talk to snakes. Harry shows much courage, curiosity, impulse behavior, heroism, and sometimes mischief. He shows great leadership skills and emotional strength while choosing between good and evil. He considers all of his friends at Hogwarts as family. He likes to play Quidditch for Gryffindor, hang out with Hagrid, and play wizard's chess with Ron. Lord Voldemort is known as He Who Shall Not Be Named. He is a very powerful dark wizard of the dark arts, and the Dark Lord of the Death Eaters. Growing up, he was known as Tom Riddle. He attended Hogwarts as a student, and was a good student who has gone bad, becoming the most evil wizard for hundreds of years, and those to come. His ambition in life is to become immortal by splitting up his soul into 7 pieces that are being held in Horcruxes, which in turn made him become less human. His goal is to become the most powerful wizard. He changed to Voldemort, whose name means Flight of Death and Theft of Death in French. He killed Harry's parents, but was only able to harm Harry with a scar on his forehead and isn't able to touch him due to his mother's loving sacrifice. During this attack, Lord Voldemort transferred some of his evil powers to Harry by mistake. Lord Voldemort is aiming to take over the wizarding world and shape it into his following supremacist view. When he becomes stronger, his spirit starts to become a body again, but in the meantime, he is a parasite to those who will take order from him. He has no emotion, has no remorse for those he kills, and has no compassion or friendships. He is very self-centered and believes he is superior to everyone around him. Voldemort is characterized by being very ambitious, selfish, resourceful, and a master manipulator. He enjoys taking lives to make him stronger, coming up with plans to be victorious, and hunting Harry Potter. Ron Weasley can be identified by others as a Weasley before he even states his name. This is because of his famous red hair that his family has and his hand-me-down clothes. He is a shy, modest boy who comes from a large, impoverished wizard family. He is the youngest son and is characterized by his lack of self-confidence, due mostly to his other brothers overcasting shadow. He is a follower of his friends and sometimes shows courage. At Hogwarts, Ron is sorted into the Gryffindor house with Harry and Hermione. He is Harry's first friend, who in turn becomes his best friend after meeting on the train to Hogwarts. Ron is loyal, selfless, and generous. He helps Harry and Hermione out in any way possible. Ron is known to be subpar when it comes to wizardry and spells, but always manages to grip his emotions in times of danger, and follows through with helping his friends. He is a modest person who strives to better himself. As the story goes on, he gets more and more courageous and becomes a hero rather than just a bystander. He likes all types of candy, playing wizard chess with Harry, and hanging out with Hermione, Hagrid, and Harry. Severus Snape was the professor of potions at Hogwarts and later on became the Defense Against the Dark Arts professor. He joined sides with the Death Eaters back when he went to school at Hogwarts, but later changed sides and became a member of the Order of the Phoenix. He was considered a double agent for most of the story. Only Dumbledore knew his true loyalties. He is perceived to be cold, mean, bitter, sarcastic, and cruel to most. He has a keen, analytic mind and is an intelligent man, with a talent for potions and a deep interest in the dark arts. He shows precision and creativity as he masters potions and holds great value. He appears to despise Harry throughout the series for reasons unknown, until it is later discovered that he was in love with Lily Potter before she was murdered by Lord Voldemort. Because of the anger and heartbreak caused from this, Snape appears to dislike Harry and be an evil man for most of the story. Snape prevented Lord Voldemort from learning the truth about his loyalties. Albus Dumbledore trusted Snape for reasons that were kept between them both. Professor Snape likes to give Harry a hard time, anything to do with Slytherin House and creating new potions. Hermione Granger is perhaps the most intelligent student at Hogwarts. She spends most of her time studying in the library and perfecting spells. She was born to two Muggle, also known as human, parents, and she illustrates the social adjustment problems often faced by new students at Hogwarts. She is sorted into Gryffindor House and was best friends with Ron and Harry. Hermione is intelligent, logical, thoughtful, mischievous, loyal, brave, blunt, book-smart, and intimidating. Later on, she is the driving force behind the creation of Dumbledore's army. Hermione learns to value friendship over obedience and perfectionism. She is the anchor of the group. Hermione has an overwhelming loyalty to her friends and is always the level head in difficult situations. She enjoys light reading at night before bed, the library, and hanging out with her friends, Harry, Ron, and Hagrid. Episode 1. You're a Wizard, Harry. Harry Potter discovers on his 11th birthday that he is the son of two great wizards and possesses magic powers of his own. This is an example of objectives in planning, to have wizards with the most potential attend Hogwarts. He learns this from a man named Hagrid, who is a half-giant keeper of keys at Hogwarts. This is an example of task differentiation. Dumbledore sends Hagrid to recruit Harry to Hogwarts. It is also an example of strategic plan and ethical decision. Dumbledore makes an ethical decision or moral right to tell Harry he has a special ability and skills to perform well at Hogwarts. Episode 2. A professor barges in and yells that there's a troll roaming about in the dungeons. This is an example of an ethical lapse. Professor Quirrell comes screaming into the lunch hall stating that there's a troll in the dungeon. However, we later find out that he was the one who placed the troll there as a distraction. Dumbledore takes the initiative to instruct the students to go back to their dormitories. This is an example of controlling. He takes control of the situation when chaos breaks out among the students screaming out of fear from the news they just heard. It is also directing. Dumbledore directs the corridor leaders to guide students back to their dormitories and teachers to follow him to the dungeons. It is also technical skills, including the procedure the headmaster, teachers, and students take in case of an emergency. In this case, a troll loose in the dungeons. Upon hearing the news, Ron and Harry discover that Hermione is not with them. They take it upon themselves to use their conceptual skills and find Hermione after being dismissed from the lunch hall by using logical reasoning and judgment. They find Hermione in the bathroom with none other than the troll. They use communication, which makes working together easier. For example, when Hermione says to Ron, "swish and flick," when she tells him to use Wingardium Leviosa, so he doesn't forget while casting a spell to release Harry from the troll. The group uses emotional intelligence when being faced with a serious and scary situation. They calmly execute the defeat of the troll. At the end, they are found by the professors and are punished. However, Hermione takes the blame, saying she went looking for the troll. She states, "If Harry and Ron didn't come find me, I would probably be dead." Episode 3. Mirror, Mirror. One night, Harry decides to wander the grounds at Hogwarts. He comes across a mirror in an empty storage room within the school. When he looks into it, he sees himself standing with his parents. He quickly runs to wake up Ron and takes him to the mirror. When Ron stands in it, he sees himself holding a Quidditch cup and is the team captain. The mirror shows SWOT analysis as it possesses strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. Ron and Harry realize that the mirror shows what they desire. Ron heads back to the dormitory and Harry stays sitting in front of the mirror. Each night, Harry continues to come back to the mirror. One night, Professor Dumbledore comes up behind Harry and says in a comforting voice, "This mirror gives neither knowledge nor truth and has made men go crazy. I'm going to have this mirror removed, and you must promise me to never go looking for it again. It does no good to dwell on dreams and forget to live." By saying this, Dumbledore shows empowerment. He shares his power and knowledge with those who have less power and knowledge than he does. In this case, that is Harry Potter. He also shows leader's traits. He takes initiative and guides Harry away from the mirror. Thank you for watching from all of us at Mischief Management.